Other interesting cultural news, you have Disney Marvel might delay Ms. Marvel yet again. And also the movies are losing about $100 million. Now, this film is supposedly starring an actress by the name of Brie Larson. She is, in recent interviews, she's kind of lukewarm about her interaction with the material. In her defense, I probably would be too if I put effort into making a film and it didn't get released. So in one interview, they asked her, "Hey, would you want to do this again? You have your own," and she kind of was very pejorative. Well, do people want me to? To which I would say, well, probably not. You're not really a main character. I don't know why they're trying to do this, but that's just my 3 cents. It used to be 2 cents, but 40-year hyperinflation had to go 3 cents. It should be 4, but I'm a generous man. 3 cents. Now, this delay would be the 4th time it's been delayed to be released. So it's actually originally supposed to be released in February 2023. And they just keep delaying it again and again and again. And a lot of these films are just filled with, yes, they are a copy paste of CGI generated explosions, big go boom. Bad guy comes, they kill the bad guy, and no one actually really dies. But they also inject a couple, most likely maybe a robot does this. They inject a couple of comments that are more timely. So there's a little bit of topical conversations where they make references to pop culture, what have you. Now, if you keep delaying the movie, especially with how fast culture moves these days, it's going to feel dated already. At what point do they not release it because it'll be so dated and stale, it'll just flop completely? Now, in terms of a business perspective, they can certainly cut their losses because, on average, whatever you spend on a movie, you want to double that for the marketing budget. That's kind of the film industry average. If you read a lot of forums and talk, that's kind of what you kind of keep hearing come to the forefront in terms of cost structure. So it wouldn't be by not releasing it, they would kind of mitigate their loss, but they've also advertised this a little bit as well. And these past movies that keep flopping are costing them, they've lost about $900 million on the past couple films. And keep in mind, the CEO who came back to fix the company, Bob Iger, he's trying to clean up the mess that Bob Chapek made with getting involved in politics, making worse movies, injecting politics into movies. Bob Iger's goal is to cut a couple $1 billion in costs. That includes production costs. So it's not just a standalone cost where, decrease staff, decrease cost of materials, but also decrease the cost of what you're making. These Marvel movies are disgustingly expensive. I'm surprised the CFO doesn't have a heart attack every time they tell him how expensive it's going to be. Because it's a big risk. They used to be multi-billion-dollar movies, so it could be okay to spend maybe $500 million on production. Because even if you spend on it marketing, you'll make a little bit of profit overall. After you had the lockdowns of the pandemic, I kind of feel the pendulum has swung, where you'll never get a full 100% participation in outdoors activities as you used to. So you have less people going to movie theaters, and your cost just keeps going up and up and up as they use more. If you look at I can't imagine how much money they spend on servers, storage, and networking in terms of their infrastructure from a technology perspective, and their graphics cards. The amount of CGI they put into a Marvel film was basically a video game at this point. I guess they have a couple of interactions with real actors where they dress up in real costumes every once in a while, but they cost so much to make. That's why I'm not too surprised. Bob actually admittedly said that he wants to make less Marvel and less Star Wars. Partially because they diluted the brand so much by putting out such a disgustingly amount of volume of product, similar to Bud Light. But they just can't sustain it right now. They're losing money. They are looking to actually divest perhaps some of their television networks and their channels because they're in such dire need of an infusion of capital. They're not doing great. So when it comes to the specific delay, every time they delay it, it's just less and less likely it's actually going to be produced. Same thing when it comes to most things in life. You look at sales. The more project is delayed or more someone says, yeah, I'm going to buy the car next month or I'm going to buy the computer next month, whatever it is, the more delays, the less those odds are that the actual sales are going to go through. Same with this movie. Every time they delay it, it's going to get more and more stale and less relevant. And I don't think time shall tell to see if they actually pulled the trigger and release this, but I'm pretty skeptical. So I would say outlook not so good for Ms. Marvel. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Also want to let everyone know we're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of August, so I greatly appreciate you taking the time to click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to take the time to comment and like. Those things really help out the videos get shared more and more. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.